In the maternity ward at Southend General Hospital, it's been hours of agony already, and now the midwife and I are ganging up against her. Clueless and useless, manic with my nerves, my encouraging words make no sense to her, a panicking child trying to direct the traffic. All I can think of is to say, the only way to ride the pain is to push. She won't hold my hand. There's not enough purchase, so she pulls on the pocket of my jeans and screams like a plane falling out of the sky, while, like a drunk in the stands, trying to affect the match with impotent urges. With each contraction, I cry, push! And what do I know? I just trust the pain will go when the baby comes, but trusting that the baby will get its fat head, a head that has already been measured off the map, out of a hole that size, is an act of religion that defies intelligence and the law of measurements. But we have faith in Anne, the midwife magician, to conduct this ridiculous experiment. And so when she says push, I say push. And she pushes, and the cord that's been attached to the baby's skull to record his heartbeat edges forward like a bizarre tug of war, millimetre by slow millimetre, until the effort defeats her, and I watch how quick the rope skips back, retreats over the battleground gained. We have learned that pethidine is the medicine that doesn't stop the pain, but sedates the brain just long enough to stop my girl yelling out my name and telling me to fuck off. Pethidine is our mutual friend, but though we plead for another pill, Anne is a wise old witch with an iron will, and all the advantage of distance and experience. She guards the NHS resources with a prudence George Osborne would kill for. Anne is in charge here. She nods with her all-knowing power. Lean over, my love, she says. He's coming down sideways, and when the next wave of contractions come, then push. And if you feel you need to push, just push. And whenever you're ready to push, push. And don't care if you poo yourself, push. And my lady channels the power of elements and animals and the force and wisdom of all women who have given birth before her. Sometimes she is a Buddhist monk, fat with patient acceptance. Sometimes a prisoner dulled by the length of her sentence. A visionary stoned on our own agony. A comedian ventriloquist cracking gags behind her gritted teeth. But mostly she is a ranting drunk, releasing curses. All the cunts and shits and fucks that she's been saving up for 9 long pregnant months. Each word hurled so hard they could smash their way through the high windows. Love and anger swim through her. She declares war like Boudica on all men and midwives who stand in her way. We try to stay on her side and empathise, and when it's time to push, we say, push! And if you think I've got off light, then you're right. But remember, my heart is beating out of its box, my t-shirt twisted by her tug, and now wheelbarrows of whatever colour could never matter, because all of the world I love depends upon the outcome of this next push. We're nearly there. I can see the head. The lasagna plastered head of a baby. Push! 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 And Anne turns to me and says, Justin, you're making a filthy noise. It's entertaining, but if you keep straining like that, you're going to end up with hemorrhoids. And then she turns to my girlfriend and she says, push! And Anne reaches inside her with her hands and helps the head squeeze through. Blood spreads on the bed, and I watch the scene disbelieving. My girlfriend has 2 faces. One pale on her shoulders, the other staring at me, stone-like, like some sort of purple gargoyle. The first sight of my son, and he is hanging out of his mother's front. Winnie the Pooh in the story, where he ate too much honey and couldn't get out of his house. I am suddenly concerned for him. I am suddenly worried if he can breathe. I forget that he's attached to the cord, and suddenly remembering what we watched once, we saw Rob Brydon on a chat show and talking about his wife in the same situation, and overcome by the occasion and amazed, I feel this is now time to shout, Rob Brydon! Rob Brydon's head! And my girlfriend is confused. She wonders why Rob Brydon's head has suddenly appeared down there. But she has no time to quiz me. She must prepare to give one last push. And his body swims out like a mermaid spat out of a whale, and behind him a tsunami of debris and fluid and blood, a flood in a butcher's shop. And then the door opens and the doctors come into the ward, and I have the scissors in my hand and I'm cutting the cord, and the baby's passed to his mum for a cuddle and then straight to the table to be checked over for a complication they are expecting but which the doctors can't detect. And me and my amazing lady watch our baby boy scream the colour of life back into his cheeks. It is too late now to call him Rob or Brydon. We have already decided that he will be Woody. I scoop Woody gently into my arms, and though his screams have already calmed, all I can think of to say is shh. I say